So guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you a pretty nice squad which features two very popular strikers in FIFA 19 Ultimate Team. Now the overall cost of the team you're about to see is around 50,000 coins. It's actually around 40k on Xbox and 60k on PlayStation, so I've gone for, you know, the in the middle. So do be aware of that. If you're a PlayStation user, this squad will cost you a bit more than the prices you're about to see on the screen. Nevertheless, that's pretty much the intro done. So if you could leave a like on this video, that would be muchly appreciated. Comment below your thoughts on this team once you've seen it. Let me know what teams you are currently enjoying using right now. Subscribe if you're new. Let's get into this team. So we're going to begin with the goalkeeper, who is going to be Areola. Now I know I've used him in previous squads, and I'm going to use him again for good reason. He's pretty solid, he's very cheap, and he puts in a very good shift. Decent height, good reflexes, good diving. He just makes some good saves. I'm very happy to use this guy at this stage of FIFA. Obviously, he's no De Gea, like I've said before, but for 800 coins, he does a very good job. At right back, we are going to go with Piszczek. Now, when I put this guy in the team, I was expecting him to be quite expensive, but he's actually really cheap. Now, he's 81 rated, and he's a Bundesliga right back with good pace and pretty good defensive stats, so I thought it'd be pretty costly, but I was wrong. He's very cheap, under 5k, and you get some really good stats for that price. The guy stands at 6'2", so he's not going to be getting beaten for too many back post headers. Anyway, moving on to the right centre-back position, we're going to go for a Frenchman who goes by the name of Pavard. This guy scored one of the best goals I've ever seen in the past World Cup. And to be honest with you, I don't really have a valid reason for using this guy in this team. You can use any French Bundesliga centre-back. Obviously, there are some pretty good options, like these three here. But I went with Pavard because I keep packing him and I thought, you know what? It must be a sign. I need to try him out. I did try him out. He's pretty solid and his passing for a centre-back is brilliant. However, he does make a couple of mistakes, which is a bit frustrating. But as a whole, as a centre-back, he is pretty solid. His centre-back partner is going to be Lenglet, which is another player who I just keep packing. I can't stop packing him. It's a shame he doesn't go for much. Both of these are relatively cheap. I thought they'd be more expensive than they are. Anyway, 6'1", medium high work rates, 4-star weak foot, and yeah, pretty solid card once again. Really good defensive attributes, decent physicals, and he's also pretty quick for a centre-back too. So pretty happy with the defensive line thus far. Finally at left back, we're going to go for another Frenchman, Roussillon. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to go with Roussillon. But last year in FIFA, he was one of my favourite left backs. He's just quick, he's strong, he's good defensively, and he's just a solid left back. Don't get me wrong, he's no Jordi Alba, he's no Alexandra. He's not one of the best left backs on the game, but for his rating, he does a really good job, and that was pleasing. So overall, a pretty solid backline that actually doesn't cost too much. So let's get into the midfield. So we'll go with the two CDMs now. Now, in the left CDM role, we're actually going to go with Vas. I'm going to guess it's pronounced with a V, or it might be Was. I'm going to go with Vas. But this guy, wow, what a card he has. It is, look how well-rounded it is. Every stat is higher than 72. That's mad. And his in-game stats are actually really good too. Really good technicals, especially in the passing department. And in-game, I thought he was solid. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't play him as a lone CDM, but as a DM in this, like, you know, 2DM situation, I thought he did a really good job. So at right CDM, we're going to go with a Bundesliga player who's actually a centre mid, because I was too lazy to change his position, and it's going to be Delaney. Now people are going to look at this card, they're going to see the overall and just ignore it, but look at the card stats. Once again, it's another player who's incredibly well-rounded. He's 6 foot, he has high work rates, a 4-star weak foot, and some very well-rounded attributes. As like a duo, these two worked really well. They played off each other because neither of them is particularly a CDM, neither of them's a particular cam. But as two centre mids in two CDM roles, I thought they worked really well and they played off each other very nicely. At right cam, we're going to go with a Bundesliga one. We're going to go with Bruma when I can find him, because I wanted a bit of pace on the wings. There he is. Obviously, you could go with Sabitzer if you want, but I went with Bruma, was very happy with him, and he scores a very good goal, which you'll see later on in the video. 4-star for him, good pace, very good dribbling, and as you'll see later in the video, he is capable of scoring pretty good goals. At left cam, we're actually going to go with a striker who I converted to cam, and that's Ben Yedder. Now, you can use Gamero if you want, but I wanted to use Ben Yedder because he has high work rates. and he actually performs very well on the wing because obviously he's a wide cam in this formation. I actually think he's a great winger. High work rates, he's running up the wing regularly, he's got 5-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, he's quick enough to play on the wing, and his dribbling's good enough for him to cut inside if needed. Overall, really happy with Ben Yedder. He's a great striker in Ultimate Team, he's also a great attacking midfielder. And now we come on to the strikers. You know who they are. The first one is Timo Werner, and the other one is Rodrigo, and I've put in the wrong player. There we go. So we've got Rodrigo and Timo Werner in the team. Timo Werner, what a card he has. Very nice card. Obviously, he had an inform in the first week of Ultimate Team, so his non-inform isn't too cheap right now, but his non-inform will drop in price quite quickly over the next week or two. But pretty good card. 87 finishing on a non-inform, that's mad. And he's got some really good dribbling stats too. It's a shame his strength isn't too great. Left striker, Rodrigo. Look at this guy's record. In 5 games, he scored 8 goals and got 4 assists. Very impressive goal contribution record from Rodrigo. And in game, I've got to say, he was a lot of fun. Now, if you want more in-depth videos on these two, then check out the channel because I'm going to be doing player reviews on both of them. And if you want to know more about Ben Yedder, there is a player review on the channel of him already. Anyway, guys, that is the squad that I made. I think it's a pretty solid team. It's actually really hard to get Rodrigo and Timo Werner in the same team together at striker without using players like Thiago and Toni Kroos. So I thought I did quite well to make this team. Anyway, I hope you like the look of it. Let's get into some gameplay and let's see how this team performs. So I ended up playing 5 games. I won 4 and I lost 1. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with that. When I first made this team in the 4-2-2 formation, I was a bit worried because in previous FIFAs, I have not had too much success with that formation. But this team worked. This team just worked for whatever reason. I thought the strikers, Rodrigo and Werner, were outstanding. They worked really well together, playing off each other regularly. And the 2 CDMs as well, they were very good. Vass and Delaney, they worked very well together too. So good duos in this team. Anyway, as you can see, just before half-time, the ball is played through to Timo Werner, who puts it in the back of the net to make it 2-0. And then, just a few moments later, before we're about to get into half-time, my opponent has a corner. Now, he's put it out to the edge of the box, and I think he wanted to volley it first time. Unfortunately for him, his player didn't do so. But as you're about to see, we're about to pick up the ball with Piszczek with a block. So Piszczek gives it to Vass, who pumps the ball up the field to Rodrigo. He heads it to Werner, who chips it out wide to Ben Yedder. A lot of people involved in this move already. Ben Yedder with a beautiful ball across the field to Bruma, who puts the ball in the back of the net. What a goal that was, by the way. What a counter-attack, what a team effort, and just what a fantastic goal as a whole. Moments later, well, in the second half, sorry, just after the hour mark, Rodrigo scores an overhead kick from a near post corner. Now, as good as that goal looks, them kind of goals are pretty easy to score in FIFA 19. So it looks amazing, but it's not too hard to pull off. I'm sure plenty of you have scored many near post corners this FIFA. Anyway, because I suck at defending, of course I concede and throw away the clean sheet. My opponent getting a goal there with Alessandrini. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't defend yet. I need some more practice. I need to get used to the game a bit more because I am struggling defensively. Moments later, he is going to go ahead and get another goal. Cyprian plays it in to Kerman, who whips it into Alessandrini, who gives it to Ben Yedder, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. I'm a bit annoyed by that goal, to be honest, because Piszczek shot out of line, and I didn't want him to. He should have sat back, and we would not have conceded in that match. Anyway, we do get one final chance with Rodrigo, but unfortunately, I rushed a shot. I should have ran with the ball a bit more and gone a bit closer to goal. I didn't, and thus didn't score. But nevertheless, we get the victory. 4-2 win in that match. In the other game that I'm going to show you guys, we came up against Ben Yedder, Player of the Month Lucas, and Lucas Hernandez. I was a bit worried, and I was even more worried after conceding in the first minute. Because as you can see, I barely touched the ball, and I'm 1-0 down. So after that happened, I was like, oh dear, I could be in for an absolute thrashing in this game. So I was a bit worried. But once I got on the ball, I was able to get some attacking moves going, and just able to generate some good chances. So as you saw there, Timo Werner hitting the bar with a bike, and then moments later we get a corner, and somehow the goal is credited to Piszczek. But he actually doesn't get it credited at full time, so that goal somehow went down as an own goal. Anyway, on the counter-attack, Timo Werner slots it around the goalkeeper to give us the lead, so we did turn this game around pretty quickly, and just before half-time we are 2-1 up. Remaining in the first half, it's going to be another counter-attack. Delaney to Rodrigo, Rodrigo to Vass, and then Vass holds up the play very nicely, gives it to Ben Yedder, who tries to finesse around the goalkeeper, unfortunately hits the post, but Rodrigo is there to clean up, and he puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-1, and for whatever reason, my opponent rage quit at 3-1. Like, it's only a 2-goal difference. You could easily come back in the second half, but he decided to quit, and that is the end of that. That's the end of the gameplay. That's the end of the video. So guys, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this team. Do you like it? Have you tried the 4-2-2-2? If you have, how are you finding it? If you could leave a like on the video, that would be awesome. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.